Puerto Rican kid, bald head, loves snakes, loves Blizzy, Sergio Chacon.
Yeah. What up, Pa?
Peace. Welcome to the DBS Podcast. It's your boy Sergio Chacon, a.k.a. Blizzy Chacon. That shit whack. I mean, it's always gonna be Dirtbag Shit Podcast. The DBS Podcast. Peace and welcome to the DBS Podcast. It's your boy Sergio Chacon. We out here in Tompkins Square Park, a.k.a. Dirtbag Park. And we're going to visit my man. Second time on the podcast. He's a stand-up comic. He's an instructor for CONBODY. Let's go visit my man and see him do his thing. My man, Drescher.
I went up to the Brooklyn Bridge at midnight on New Year's. Not to celebrate, though. To jump.
What up?
What you doing in this park, man?
Man, chilling, man. I'm here to see you. What are you doing today?
Teaching a class, bro.
How does it go down?
It's a prison-style boot camp.
Okay, you got your permits?
I got no permits
I
whatsoever.
love it, man. That's
Very
some real
on
New York
brand,
City
bro.
shit, right? That's
Yeah,
what's
the
up.
cops been chasing us out of every park.
You used to that shit. I ain't no thing to you, baby.
Yeah.
I had these motherfuckers hopping over fences, dodging syringes off the floor. So how many are you anticipating today?
I got 15 in person,
nice.
and then I got 12 online.
Okay, dope.
Yeah.
You know,
Masato's gonna do all the work now.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
say hi, Masato.
Yeah, I got you a present, bro.
What you get me?
I got you a American
smoke
ci-
during
I got
class,
you,
too.
I got you a couple of Lucy's.
You know what you do? Pull up with a cigarette in your mouth? You know what they call that?
What they call that?
Choo-choo train.
Oh,
You didn't know that?
Nah.
Oh, bro, you ain't hood enough, man. You gotta get locked up.
Choo-choo train.
All right, let me get this shit rocking.
Peace and welcome to the DBS Podcast. It's your boy Sergio Chacon in the mix with my friend, comic, very funny, Drescher. What's good, Daddy-O?
What's going on? What's going on, cuz?
I'm just gonna look at you like this.
Yo, what the fuck? You good?
I'm good.
You good, kid?
I
never
might have,
had
you
anybody
know,
call me Daddy-O.
I might have smoked a dust blunt before I saw you, but you know we here now. You know what I'm saying? It ain't an addiction if it's manageable. Yo, my man Derek. Yo, me and Derek we've only known each other for like 6 hours and we're close. Yo, I
Yeah.
talk to you on the phone more than I talk to my wife.
I know, it's
She gets
crazy.
jealous. I have you on the horn.
I know sometimes I look at how long we've been talking on the phone. I'm like, yo, this shit is weird, yo.
You got a little
1 hour 34
Sometimes I don't
minutes.
want to go off the phone. I'm having a good time. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's 56 minutes in.
Well, we got a lot in common, bro.
Yeah.
Between being in recovery, does your audience know you're in recovery?
Absolutely.
He was a blowhound.
They know.
They know.
Yo, you know they know.
Yeah.
If it's my show, they know.
We're both in recovery. We're both trainers.
You know? And comics.
Comics.
And so we originally met through Cos,
Yeah.
who's the owner of CONBODY, and then I had you on the Zoom, and it was an immediate connection. So I'm glad to have you in the studio, man, have you walk on these beautiful oak floors. I know you're not used to something this stylish. We're on a Persian rug, baby.
Yo,
This is
and you-
butter soft leather couches.
This is like too nice for you, man.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it would have been more...
You should move this shit back to the house.
This would have been more appropriate, like if I had like a formal education. I need plastic sofas with a Jesus Christ piece hanging from here, and a Chihuahua with long ass nails running across the wood floor.
On some Puerto Rican shit.
Yeah, real body style.
This is nice though, man. This is very nice. This is you know what's crazy to me with podcasts? Even though this is I started at the top and then I went down.
What do you mean?
I mean, like the first podcast I was on had has 200,000 followers.
And now you're coming to mine, and I'm struggling to scratch 100. Yo!
You got like 300 followers.
Chill. It's
gonna
Slow
grow.
down, Pa. Slow. You know the God got hands.
It's gonna grow.
My arms are short, but I got hands, Pa. I got hands. Yeah. What was the first big podcast you did? Was it Ashley's?
Yeah, Ashley's Girls Gotta Eat. I didn't even know what the fuck I was getting into.
Yeah.
We were just sitting in the park. She said, "Hey, you want to be on my podcast?" I said, "Yeah." And I went on, told my whole life story. And I started getting followers. I woke up in the morning. I had like 1,000 more followers. And
You were laying on your belly with your feet crossed, watching those followers
bro,
come in.
I made my account private. It freaked me out.
Yeah. People want to hear your story. You have a very magnetic, personality.
I don't know why.
You're a smart dude. You're open about your recovery. You're also in fitness. Those all correlate with like people's lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The only thing you need to do is learn how to cook, man. And if you sling some food into the equation,
I could cook. I can make ramen noodles, yo.
Because everyone loves food.
7 years in the joint, kid.
7 years?
Oh, it was like 6 3/4.
Yeah, so anything we spoke about on the previous podcast, we could talk about again because I got the attention span of a gnat.
You know what's
So
crazy,
I probably
bro?
forgot a lot of that shit.
It's like my whole life, like even everything like what I do professionally, like both of my jobs one has to do with recovery, one has to do with being formerly incarcerated. You know what I mean? It's like I would have no jobs if I wasn't addicted to heroin and locked up.
I think you would. I just think that you have the spirit of a fighter and you figure that shit out. Whatever the hand is dealt, you're going to make something out of it.
Absolutely.
That's what it is, I think. I don't think that you need a heroin to, you know, put you in the position you are.
You know what's crazy to me, though, with comedy, right? Like, so it's like I'm almost 40. I'll be 40 in like a week, right?
Yeah.
I was in and out of the system for 20 years. I did almost 7 years of my life incarcerated. I was addicted to heroin, right? Got off, got clean. And now I'm doing comedy 2 years. And I got a
which,
fucking...
by the way, I'm going to repeat this. I can't believe it's only been 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guard got some shit to make your mouth water.
The thing that's crazy, though, is that, like, I'm only 2 years old in comedy.
Yeah.
So, like, when you talk about comedy, I have to shut up and listen.
Yeah, please do so.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I mean, that is, yeah, I mean, I think also what's refreshing about you when I speak to you is that you have that enthusiasm and it's contagious, but then you also have the disposition of someone who's seasoned. So it's a nice balance. If
And
you
then
were
I
too
get off
old,
stage and you're like, this motherfucker's green.
yeah. No, not really. I haven't, don't be putting words in my mouth, you know what I mean?
Yo.
You gotta slow down. You gotta slow down. So it's a nice balance. Someone who's overly eager and too green, that shit gets annoying.
Yeah.
But that's in every field of work.
Absolutely, it's not just comedy.
Yeah.
Like I used to, for a minute, I was thinking like, oh, you know, like young comedians, but I just don't like young people in general.
I feel the same way.
You know what I
like
mean?
young people who are respectful.
Yeah. There's
know?
a few of them out there.
Some of them step big. They got big steps. I'm like, you need to slow down that step.
Yeah.
You need to shorten them the legs.
Get that chin checked.
Yeah. Yo, you talk about hitting people a lot.
I do. I spend most of the day talking myself out of assaulting people and assailing people. That's how I spend most of my
Assailing people,
Yeah.
not assaulting, assailing.
I learned that from Mike Tyson.
hilarious.
A guy was interviewing me, goes, have you changed, Mike? He goes, I guess I have changed because I'm not assailing you.
Yo, I could watch a Mike Tyson interview compilation for hours on. I'll go on a rabbit hole.
All
Mike.
day. Well, I love watching him threaten people that interview him. It's my favorite thing. He goes, you're a piece of shit. You're a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, the hand
Why would you
gesture.
ask that? Why would you?
Yeah.
Why would you ask that? No, you're a fucking piece of shit. That's why. I love that
And
shit.
all of it was valid and called for, except for when he wasn't on his medication. He was still actively fighting, and he told that woman, he was like, are you speaking out of turn?
Yo.
He's like, I usually don't give women interviews unless I'm fornicating with
Yeah, I
them.
usually don't do interviews unless I fornicate with you.
So unless, you know.
Unless you want to, you know.
And he just like stared through her. She was like,
I was like, run, bitch.
yeah. That shit is scary.
Yeah. I fucking... Yeah, but that's, you know, sometimes I'm like, yo, I want to just rob somebody. Like half rob them. You know what I mean? Like just take one shoe, make them walk home like that.
Yeah, you the type of dude that fish robs.
Yeah. Just take his shirt, give him a wedgie.
When you told me that shit, that was hilarious. Yeah, I fish robbed him. That wasn't recently, by the way.
You rob people at Fist Point. The gentrifiers. You don't even need a gun.
Fish rob.
You just cock your hand back, and then all of a sudden you got a MacBook and a camera. These motherfuckers all walk around with cameras they don't know how to use, too. They don't even know what the fuck they're doing, man. Everybody's a photographer.
Yeah, I mean, that industry, like comedy, has taken a hit with everyone infiltrating.
Bro, it's ridiculous.
You could be a photographer with your iPhone.
Absolutely, 100%. My iPhone takes better pictures, I think, than some of these fucking photographers, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Everything is, you know, I feel like, it's like everybody's an artist out here. And everybody, go ahead.
What? No, go ahead.
Everybody's an artist. Everybody feels like, they deserve to be heard and all that shit.
Yeah, there's that we have to credit all the avenues of social media for that.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
And I don't want you to agree with me.
No,
You
no.
don't, you know,
I don't agree with you that everyone wants to be an artist. I think everyone wants to be known. You know, I think that's part of like the human experience though. People want to feel validated. They want to be appreciated, and they want their life to be kind of exciting. You know, I think a lot of us, yearn for that. And if you ain't got no skills to pay the bills, you just look like
man.
in your word, you look like a bozo out there
look
fucking
like a
around.
fucking bozo. Like, yo, I walked out of my apartment the other day. I took a deep breath. I was like, yo, it's going to be a beautiful day. And then this girl was like, not if you have allergies. And I was like, shut up, bitch. I didn't say that.
You said it in
I
your
called
mind.
her a cunt. I called her
I love it. Those internal dialogues go on though.
with myself?
Yeah.
So bad. So bad. If people only knew the amount of time I spent talking to myself during the day. If people only knew.
Yeah, I don't have violent internal dialogues.
I'm not
No, but you're violent. You're a violent individual. It just so happens I have the paperwork. I go in a Jasper book bag,
Yo.
download all your shit,
The thing is this.
printed it out.
It's just that.
But I ran out of printer, so it's half done.
Yeah.
Because ink is expensive.
Yeah, my shit's like that. But I know motherfuckers who shit's like that, bro.
Wait, tell me, what's like that? Be specific with your criminal activity.
Probably my criminal history is like that, Dick, probably. Like
Yeah, that's thick. Little ass
18.
thin sheets of paper.
That's just
thick.
arrest, bro.
So for those that's listening to audio, he got like an inch of paperwork,
probably
of violent
3/4.
activities.
No, not all violent.
Yeah, he's scratching his knee. Violence.
I'm not a violent guy.
he's being triggered right now.
The thing is this, is like there's like, I don't know, just all these problems we got going on in the world in general, in this country. There's like two ways to me, and people are going to think I'm crazy for saying this, is two ways that people really learn to stay in their lane. Violence, or you hit them in their pockets. That's what worked with me. That's why I'm sitting here right now and not in a cell or dead.
You think your intolerance,
You know what I
so like
mean when I
everyday
say-
people is that your overall disposition, or
Yes.
because things are like compounded from the past or whatever? Because I don't get that. We talk a lot,
Yeah.
but that doesn't make like. It doesn't really. It doesn't define you. I understand you talk about it, which I think is super helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're like frustrated and you want to punch people in the face, you don't partake in that. You might think it,
Right.
But where do you think that frustration comes from? Like wholeheartedly, you think it's something within you, or you think people are just that annoying? We do live in New York City, where there's a lot of annoying ass people. They walk too slow. They're too loud.
The slow walking bothers me so much. You have no idea.
But what do you think it is? Why do you think you got a short fuse?
Well, my shoes is
my shoe is suede. He got suede shoes, by the way. He don't want it to rain on him today.
my fuse isn't short. It's just what I see in a day. I see a lot of people whining, a lot of people that have a lot of things just handed to them, and it's still not good enough, and shit like that. And it's just like, if you only knew.
If you only knew, and it's coming from a guy who's been through some shit.
And I know, compared to some of my friends, my life looks like a fucking fairy tale.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also subjective to what people have been exposed to, right?
I
just put it like so the person who bitches about their allergies, right? Yeah, those allergies are uncomfortable, but you know what?
Bro, I have allergies. I've never even taken an allergy pill. I would never even.
People are
walk in-
built differently.
Yeah.
Some people are sturdy. Some people are floppy.
Right.
You're sturdy.
Think so?
Some floppy ass noses out there. Oh my God, these allergies. So you know what? People gotta check themselves and be self-aware, because someone has the right to say, yeah, these allergies are annoying, but you get that one time. You guess what? I don't care about those allergies. I'll smile and be like, oh, take there's medication for that. But if you keep on with that shit, I'm gonna have to move on you. I'm gonna have to put the pawn on. I'm like, listen. Do something about it, because I'm tired of hearing about it. For example, you ever been training somebody like, I'm so tired? It's like, no one cares that you're tired. You know what? I'm tired too. It's 6 a.m.
Bro, I was training this woman one time.
And 45 minutes in, I'm going to let you, I'm tired. Like, now you just, I don't even think she's tired anymore. She's just going. That's her small.
She's conditioned her mind.
Yeah, and there's also that small talk for it. You can be comfortable with silence, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're tired because it's 6 o'clock in the morning. You're also tired because I'm working your ass off. You're working your ass off.
I always tell my clients, I go, grunts, groans, little things that you say mean absolutely nothing to me. None of that shit. I was like, the first time I got arrested, I was 12. I was in juvie when I was 13. You going, means absolutely nothing to me. I've heard it all. I've heard it all. That don't mean shit. But
yeah, that is really young to get locked up. Do you remember being scared, or were you?
No, I was scared to death my first time.
I remember we both grew up in New York City. You're from the East. You're from East.
I lived in the Bronx, East New York. I spent years there. But I lived all over the state.
I remember,
but my youngers were mad
I remember
transient.
hearing the juvenile facility Spofford and the kids that would come out of there that be in and out, but badass motherfuckers, and that was enough. I mean, I wasn't a bad kid like that. I didn't really,
When I was young, I thought
I was scared of Spofford.
I had to go. Wow. Because so many of my friends had been sent away. That's what we would call it. Yo, homie sent away right now. So I was like, yo, I have to do it too. I have to do it too.
Isn't it amazing how that's our upbringing? For a good portion of my life, I also felt like energy needed to be put forth into carrying a certain machismo, like a toughness, because to survive.
Wear it on your chest.
Yeah, so a spot for you was like, I'm getting my GED in the streets type
100%.
shit.
100%. All the juvenile spots I was at, man. I got shipped all over the state. All over the state in
Which
juvenile
one
spots.
would you say was the most grim?
Yo, the most grim was this place called RCPC in Rockland County. Rockland's Children's Psychiatric Center. And they called them cottages. They don't call them tiers.
Right.
And I was in the cottage for the DFY kids, the Division for Youth Kids. We all had legals, but we were also considered mentally unstable. And
were they administrating like any medication or anything, or
bro, they kept us so drugged up. Thorazine, real shit, tranquilizers, drooling on ourselves. But then we would get used to it. And then we would bug out, and then they would just raise the dosage.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so this one time...
Parental consent, or they just took it upon themselves?
So if you were in the state's custody, they make the decision.
The governor's your papa.
So at this one point, I went through there a few times. Because you while out, if you while out while you're like in juvie, they will. That's where they'll send you. You know what I mean? They'll be like, this motherfucker's unstable, let's get him stable. But they didn't want to deal with you in there. So the second time I went there, I had to go. I might have been there 2 or 3 times. My mother still had custody of me, and I would talk to her. I would call her every night when we had phone time, and I was like, Mom, whatever you do, don't give the okay to put me on the Thorazine, on the medicine. I was like, They're keeping me tranquilized. I know you didn't just pull your fucking phone out.
Alex Carabano, shout out.
Yo.
He just shot me a text. Vegan restaurant, 8th Street, St. Mark's.
Yo, I'm out of here, man.
My bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
So you tell her.
So yeah, I was at the Yankee game. Yes. So I told my mother, I'm like, yo, Mom, don't sign off on this. Don't let them, right? But, bro, they would call my mother in front of me every day, the doctor. I remember his name. His name was Dr. Miller. I'm going to find you one day, too.
Dr. Miller, you're a dirtbag.
Yeah, I'm going to get your ass. They would call every day, right? And they were just chipping away at me. And finally, one day, he called my mother in front of me. He's like, the medication will help him. And yada yada yada, and I hear my mom going, "Oh,
he's breaking her down, kid."
And then I just went like this. I made a fist while he was talking to her, and he goes, "See, he's making a fist at me right now." And then she goes, "Yeah, put it on him." And I screamed, "Ah!" And I started chasing him down the hall, and I grabbed him by his tie, and he was like, got in the room, and he like closed the door, so I had his tie. I was like pulling it through the jam.
No way.
Yeah, and then they do this thing they would call. First they would call like intervention team, Cottage C. This time they called Dr. Redstone.
He was a badass motherfucker?
No, Dr. Redstone means everybody that's available in the building. And like 20 people came down. I was up by the trash cans. I was throwing the lids. I was throwing
Yo,
the
you
cans.
throwing
like
metal,
a frisbee, but like hard.
Yo.
They were dodging them, and they wrapped me up in a Velcro blanket that time, man.
Damn.
And then they hit me with that. They said it was Benadryl, but it was Stores. They knocked me out for like a day. And then I was on.
Yeah, ain't Benadryl.
Yo, the thing that's crazy about the
Benadryl
Thorazine.
keeps you out for like an hour, 2 hours. I know I used to do that to my daughter when she was acting up. Yo!
Yo, padded room and everything, kid.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
But look at me now.
Shining.
Stable.
So let me ask you,
But Dr. Miller,
we're going to bump into him walking down the street on Fifth Avenue right after this podcast.
I cut you off. What were you going to say? I'll be down to fight if we see him.
Yeah, I'm going to take a call. If I see you fighting this, I'll be like, hello? with my left arm across my chest like that. Like that famous meme of the black guy with the glasses.
Yeah.
Always ratting on people.
Yep.
That's funny. Like that's what I'm going to do if you start some shit.
He over here.
Yeah, he was fine at the podcast. I'm not sure. Something must have triggered him.
Yeah.
I do take somewhat of a responsibility.
I'm talking about all these old ass memories.
Yeah.
But I'm comfortable with talking about it. You know what the worst thing about being on that Thorazine was? So I used to get a really nice tan when I was young. Like,
I thought Thorazine gave you
No.
color.
Thorazine fucks up your skin.
Yeah, you look yellow and shit.
It makes you fair.
Yeah.
You burn as soon as you go right in the sun. Damn. My shit ain't been right since.
So Thorazine, you're in these youth facilities.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at that time, were you using? What were you getting locked up for?
So my grandmother died. And I just used it as an excuse to go wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. It was rough when my grandma passed because it was like,
She held you down.
yeah, I loved her a lot, man. And, my mom was working a couple jobs when I was young, so I would stay with my grandmother. And then she passed. And, like, when she passed, it was almost like me and my mother have a great relationship. It was like my mom, it was like we both lost our moms almost. That's how it was, And, yeah. But I used that shit for an excuse for so long. And then one day I was like, you know what? I can't keep saying I'm doing this stuff because my grandmother died. Because I'm actually, like, not honoring her memory. But, you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
When my father passed, I wasn't even close to him.
Mm-hmm.
There was certain behavioral patterns that I adopted, and I would kind of go to that.
Yeah.
And that's a quick, easy fix. It's putting a Band-Aid on a problem because, you can blame it on something that a lot of people will accept and it's valid, but it's bullshit. I mean, not to say that doesn't need to be addressed. It doesn't have to do, it's a catalyst to some of the shit. But at some point, you have to address that and move the fuck on.
Right.
It has to be addressed.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the outside influences are the street. It might be people, so all those things matter, right? It's not just, my grandmother. No, it's the outside influences that push you to living a certain life. So it's a bunch of different things.
I just didn't know how to express myself. Some people are born or have or learn the tools to be able to like take things in and process them and sort them out. And I just didn't have it. It was just react.
But you got it now.
I have it now.
So,
but I had to group so much.
Do you feel like what do you think was the turning point? So, like in and out of jail.
You want to know what it was, bro?
You just got tired?
That reminds me of. You ever see the movie Carlito's Way?
Yeah, I love that movie.
There was this part.
Even though now that I watch it a little older, Al Pacino played an awful Puerto Rican gangster.
Are you out of your mind?
I wasn't buying it.
No, primo mío, Carlito Pregante.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah?
Yeah, his Spanish was awful. His Spanish was worse than mine.
Yeah, but that's how Puerto Ricans talk.
Yo, this guy's going in on the guard. He's going in on my people. Puerto Rican Day Parade. I was out there last week with a Burmese python on my neck talking about, you want to take a picture of me? $15 on the Venmo. Hit me on the hip.
You know you wasn't out there.
I was out there with a straw hat.
Were you?
And Air Ones, crispy.
No.
Yeah, hanging out with my ex-girl, Destiny. What up, boo-boo? Tita from the Bronx, stand up.
Yo! You were not out there.
I was out there, baby, making money. Not cash money, not with the Polaroid. I had the iPhone, and I had them hit me with a Venmo, $5 for a picture of my Burmese python.
This was like 5 years ago.
Nah, it was 6 hours ago.
Get the fuck out of here. You wasn't out there. You don't want to do, it gets wild at the Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Yeah, the last time I went to the Puerto Rican Day Parade.
I'm Puerto Rican too, just so everybody knows.
You're interesting. You're a Puerto Rican Jew, which the disposition of every Puerto Rican Jew I've met has been very similar to you. Flavor. You guys got flavor because you got two different, like, very impressionable
cultures.
Yeah.
They're good cultures.
Yeah,
Very
they
good.
are.
Yeah,
Yeah, they are.
great cultures.
Yeah.
I love it. What the hell are we talking about?
You got away with some shit being a Puerto Rican. You got away with some shit.
I know my one buddy was like, "Yo, you could probably say the N-word."
You can't get away with that shit.
Can't get away with it. No way.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. The N-word, when I hear it,
Sergio says it a lot. Yo.
It makes me cringe. I stopped using that like in my late teens. The only time I won't even say if I'm
like
reciting
late teens,
a rap
like
verse.
18 minutes ago.
Nah. Yeah, I feel like I outgrew it. I used it in my late teens.
When I hear it used a lot,
I feel like it sounds so ignorant.
I'm out late.
Yeah, out late.
I'm out late. And it's
I think I think
and some shit's about to go down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When I hear it, it kind of makes me a little nervous. When I hear a lot of it,
Yeah.
I'm soft now. Soft.
I know
if I'm reciting
got a $125 shirt on.
Yeah, I changed, pal. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
I used to rock Timberland boots, laced up. Now I got brown leather Converse that match the couch.
Look at your socks too, bro.
Yeah,
long
I got party socks
That
on.
long socks.
These like help
kid.
with my varicose veins.
For real? You got varicose veins?
They're like thigh high. These socks come up to my thighs. Mad high. Like George Washington socks.
Actually, I like socks like that.
Yeah,
I
compression.
like in the front.
Yeah, and I got a Lululemon, you know what I'm saying? It used to be a Nietzsche. Now it's Lulu.
Yo, Nietzsche.
Yeah,
Nietzsche?
Mecca.
Nietzsche, Mecca, Fat Farm. Hold on, let's keep rolling. What else? Hold on, wait. Academics.
I never rocked academics.
love
I never rocked
Academics.
academics. I never rocked. I like Fat Farm. I like
Farm.
Mecca.
Mecca was dope.
I used to rock a soccer shirt. Meanwhile, I didn't know the first thing about football.
Yeah. Yo, I got some ill football jerseys. And I'm not talking about football. I'm talking about.
Derek always trying to sell some shit. He wants you to hit him on his hip or mail
Yeah,
him
hit
to
me.
you.
I got you. Fucking what the hell was we talking
I
about?
don't know. We talking, baby. We talking.
Did shit get edited?
Listen, don't worry about my podcast, baby. All right? I like it raw and funky, like you used to like your heroin.
Yo, man.
I want to know the first time you decided to do that. I was always scared of that drug. I experimented. I did blow, obviously. Little Nose is very naughty. We all know that. Weed, obviously, drinking, used to, but I never was.
Weed was whack to me.
Made you paranoid?
Just, to be honest with you, it was like it used to make me freak out.
Yeah.
Weed
Heroin
made me
calmed you
freak
down.
out.
But how was the introduction to heroin?
All right, so
And did you sniff or did you bloodstream it?
I went
Right into it.
Yeah, I mainlined. Well, it took me about a week after I started sniffing it.
Yeah,
before I
like,
shot
you need
it.
to get
Yeah.
this shit quicker.
Intravenous. What's that word for under the skin?
Under your skin, motherfucker.
Nah, there's
don't
a
get
word
fancy
for it.
on the pod.
Bro, that's the thing. I'm
Talk like
so
you talk.
fried I forget all these words.
You burnt out, pal. You been heading
I'm
your head.
burnt.
You've been heading your. You've been heading the. You've been heading. You've been heading your head, and you've done some drugs. Me too.
Yeah.
That's why I can't pronounce hit on your head.
So me and my brother were so intertwined. You know, I didn't do heroin until I was like 30 years old. too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I was always partying out. Like at one point, I was really bad with dust when I was younger. I really like dust. The leaky leak. I didn't like it on the mint
Now,
leaves.
angel dust is PCP, which is.
Formaldehyde, whatever.
So what does that do? Is that like an animal tranquilizer, or is that ketamine?
No, formaldehyde. I think they use for
Dead bodies.
dead bodies, but I don't know
How does
if,
it?
if any of that shit is true.
Yeah, I don't know much about dust and the chemicals involved in it.
I know what it did to me.
Shit made you feel like Superman.
I used to like it, yo.
It made you feel like
So my
strong.
buddy Fess, forever scheming. That's
his name?
His street name, yeah, Fess. He would get the jars up in Harlem, like 126th Street.
Oh my God, hold that thought. 126th Street. I remember being in a plumbing van, mid 90s. I had a plumbing job up there, and my boy, one of the guys I was working with, was a dust head. And in the middle of a job, he got out 126. There was a long ass line
And went and got
to
the
cop
dust.
dust. And they said, "You drive." I had to drive, and they smoked a dust blunt in the van, and it was stuck.
You didn't smoke?
Nah, I never touched that shit. I was scared of dust too.
Really?
Yeah, I was scared of it because of the way people behave. Like I saw a void in their eyes. I like to be coherent. I always like uppers.
I remember this motherfucker, he smoked and he was just standing on the corner with a machete.
Yeah, dog.
Just standing there.
So,
for
okay,
hours.
so Fesh used to come out with the jar, stay on track, Pa.
Yeah, you come out with the jar, and we like. What we do is you dip the cigarette in, and then you like pull it out.
Okay.
You pull the filter out with your teeth and smoke it like that.
Okay, so it's almost like how I used to do Coke every now and then. Like the end of the bag is to lick the cigarette.
Yeah, I mean, when I did Coke, I wasn't a big fan of Coke, and people who knew me back in the day are gonna laugh at that because I always was trying to sell it, but I did a lot of Coke too.
Yeah, but you was like, whatever.
Heroin, when I finally did heroin, I was like, God damn. Like, where have you been all my life? That was the feeling I got when I did heroin.
You think heroin use could ever be used responsibly, or there's no way around it? Because I'm
No.
reading this book about
It's a bad
Dr.
bad
Carl,
drug.
and he talks about doing it like the certain dosage that he does, and he's a professor, and he lives. I haven't.
Oh
finished
my
the
God,
book.
I'm so glad you brought this up. That dude is a fucking bozo.
You think he's
Bro, it's
you think he's
what
dangerous?
he's doing is academic privilege. Let's start a new fucking term. What do they call it?
I like that.
Academic privilege.
I'm not buying it. I'm
So
not
because he goes to college
I'm trying to be open-minded about it.
and he sits in front of a fireplace sniffing heroin. Like, I don't want to hear that shit.
His name
You
is
still get sick.
before we is
I don't
it
care
Dr.
what his
Carl,
name is.
Ooh, you passionate. I like it. Let's go. I believe his name is Dr. Carl Hart. Don't hold me to that, but I'm reading the book on it, and he's talking about the legalization of drugs, which I think is good. But he talks about using drugs recreationally, how he does it, and anybody can use drugs and be okay with it. I don't know if he is an advocate of anyone using it, but he's definitely pushing like, oh yeah, I do heroin and I'm fine.
He should lose his job. Who the fuck gets to keep their job doing heroin?
There's nothing like being sober. That's what my revelation is like. There's nothing like being it. And when you alter your mind with drugs like that, I'm not sure if he's talking about getting clean
All
drugs.
right, I'm going to run an experiment, too. I'm going to go back on heroin, and we're going to see how this plays out.
But is it different for guys like you and I?
What do you mean? Bro, he's addicted to heroin. He gets sick if he doesn't do it. He makes a ton of money at his job. He's able to
Did he say that?
continue to do his habit.
I'm not that far in the book.
I mean, he's a professor, right? He's got to be making six figures.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
See what happens. Let's see what happens if they're like, all right, you can't work. I want to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not sure how often he's using it.
Yeah.
I just know that he is using it.
Yeah.
And he's an advocate for people being able
I
to
read
use
it.
drugs. I think they should be legal. I just don't
You
know.
think heroin should be legal?
I think all drugs should be legal.
You people are out of your minds.
You don't think so?
Weed, whatever.
I just think people are going to do it regardless. I believe it tax the shit out of it. I think it eliminates certain crime, but if people,
Bro, heroin is bad for you.
yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
don't. That's the question I'm trying to figure out, or the answer I'm trying to get. Is heroin that's mixed and stepped on the street bad for you, or is pure heroin and a certain personality? I don't know. I know for me, that shit doesn't fly. I can't do it. And reading it and like listening to this guy makes me feel like I don't know what the fuck this guy's talking about. But I do think, just like for a long time, I thought weed should be legal. And like a lot of people didn't think weed should be legal. Look, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to have heroin illegal, alcohol should be illegal.
Yeah, alcohol's bad.
But alcohol is the coming down from that. If you're a serious alcoholic, kicking that shit is just as bad, if not worse, than heroin.
I get my anger.
Now,
It's like
I'm
walking home
the
to my
question.
house seeing people drunk outside of bars.
Yeah, the
Oh.
question I'm asking, and I don't know I really don't know the answer. Can people do heroin like they drink? And then there's a few who are alcoholics who act like assholes, but you're not gonna get the same behavior because heroin addicts are a lot more subdued.
When I do my set, I always ask the crowd if they've ever done heroin, if anyone's ever.
No one's
done
raising the
heroin.
half of that shit, right? Stigmatized. No one's raising the half of that shit, right?
There's some people. One guy was like, I used to do it on the weekends. I was like, yo, I wish I don't want to talk.
Interesting.
I was like, I want to talk to you after the show.
Yeah.
And then you have people who admit to it. They're like, yeah, I did it once. I got sick. And bless those people who did it once and were like, yeah, it's too much for me. Could you do heroin successfully? Like if you have,
Yeah, I just don't know.
I feel like if you have a supply, I guess there is people who can do it. I guess on the weekends, but I mean, you can't. You should not do heroin every day. You can't. If you do it for like a week in a row, you get sick. I don't know if anyone like when being dope sick is a horrible, horrible, horrible thing.
Yeah, I think like if I, in the perspective of coke, because that was like my drug of choice.
I hate academia.
That word? Yeah. It's a very new word that's been thrown out a lot. Academia, narrative, patriarchy,
Subtext, context, nuance.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, like, was the coke hangover so bad because I was mixing it with alcohol or cigarettes? Was the coke I was getting cut up so bad and the additives were making me feel
Well, you know,
awful?
you actually don't sleep well when there's alcohol in your system.
Right.
Yeah,
So that had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, that's... and of course, cocaine is a stimulant. You're not going to sleep well on that either. Even on heroin, you don't sleep well. Like, you nod off, but you wake up, you nod off, you wake up again, you know what I mean? But, like... even like the methadone program is rough, because there are people who can live a normal life on it almost, you know what I mean? Or so there are some people who have been able to be on the methadone program successfully and have went on to like do very well in their lives. You know, I'm pretty sure like in England they basically just use heroin instead of methadone.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that you get your 2 shots. I think one in the morning, one in the evening, and maybe they wean you off eventually. And, you know, methadone, they try to do the same thing, but it's just, to me, it should not be legal. Like, I'm so against heroin becoming legal.
I don't think it's going to be, I don't think you have much to worry about. I don't see that shit.
I mean...
Yo, heroin's a lot of work. You guys use shoelaces,
well,
needles.
bro, like, I always used to say, like, I have an incredible work ethic, clean. But you should have seen my work ethic when I was out there getting high.
What was it good?
I needed to get more heroin.
What was the wildest shit you did for it?
I used to strip copper off of people's houses in Jersey, yeah. And then go turn the copper in for money and go get heroin in Patterson.
I used to strip copper from old boilers, and then, but not for drugs. That was part of my job because I was a plumber. I was a stand-up citizen.
They used to call that Mongo.
Yeah, Mongo.
Yeah.
And then we used to put rocks inside to make it heavier. Yo!
That's crazy.
Yeah, the guys like that. Oh, you're no good. You put rocks in the pipe. I mean, he didn't have an accent like that. I'm just being an idiot.
I did so much wild shit to get heroin. A lot. Things that I probably shouldn't talk about on this podcast.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
I'll tell you what. This is what they say.
Fist robbing drug dealers.
This is what we used to say on the street. Either suck dick or you go to jail.
It bees like that. And you went to jail.
Yeah, yo, it was rough, man. I'm coming up on 7 years clean, August 28th.
That's awesome.
Yeah, coming up. And you only take it one day at a time, but if I had to bet money on myself, I think I'll make it to August 28th.
Yeah. I'm so happy that I met you. I feel like timing is right. I didn't know. Like, our stories, they're different, but I really appreciate you as a friend because we talk a lot. And, you know, the journey to recovery
when he was
is
on vacation,
different.
I was like, yo, where's Sergio?
You know, like,
man.
it's just nice to have that because I could talk to my wife and she's super supportive and loving and she's like holds me down, but she doesn't internalize certain struggles. Like, I could talk to you, you know, and I just felt like there's a certain interest that's displayed and that's normal. You'll tell me. Because I'll say, damn, the other day I felt like doing coke. Like the summer night, the smell of the fresh air, you know, the clinks of drinks, whatever. And you get it. And you go, oh, that's good you're talking about it. And then we'll talk about it.
Gotta say it out loud.
Say it out loud.
Gotta say it out loud.
And it's like the ownership of
anybody in recovery, if you feel like drinking, you feel like getting high, say it out loud to somebody that you care about, one of your friends or somebody that cares about you. Say it out loud.
Yeah.
Hear yourself say it. Don't keep that shit bottled in because it's bad.
Yeah.
Like, and this is why I say out loud to my friends, like, yo, I want to slap a motherfucker today.
Yeah.
Because I need to hear myself say it. Because what would I look like 40 years old, this deep into reform and recovery, rolling around on a concrete floor with somebody? Like like a bozo.
I mean, your hat on the floor.
My ribs are hurting the next day.
Your glasses are broken. Your Metro card is on the sidewalk.
Yeah, bro. Picking stuff up. Hey, anybody see where my phone went?
Yo, you know where I'm from?
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Dumb shit like that.
You get wild.
Get wild with it. Yeah, but like you...
And when you get mad, like we're controlled. super controlled, moving around.
You know what
But
happens
when
to
you
me
get
when I
mad, you say some foul shit.
Me?
No, I'm saying all of us. We say some wild. The last time I got mad, I live in a ground level apartment on a very busy block with lots of bars. Pre-COVID, someone put a fucking beer pong table in front of my door.
Right on your front lawn.
Yeah, dogs. And Liz.
Some young gentrifiers.
Yeah, you know, dog. They didn't grow up on my block. They didn't grow up and one of them. Long story short, Liz had asked them. My wife asked them to leave, and they're like, yeah. And the second
Want some Coke?
Nah, I'm good, man. I don't sniff anymore. She told him to get out. One of them told her to suck his dick.
Are you serious?
Dogs, you know how fast I flew out that apartment? Barefoot, bunions out, tank top, baggy.
Yeah.
You know, the drawstring shorts to the side.
Yo.
One string mad high. I was like, yo, dog, I don't want to say what I told them. But let me put it to you like this. There's words like the N-word.
Yeah.
Right? That very direct. I just wanted to lasso them back in to a fight. Right. I had both fists clenched. I was about, it would have been bad. I was so mad because they were so wrong. And then talking about my family. Like, it's one thing to be talking to me like that. That's one thing. But my wife? Oh, God. And they just ran up the block, you know. They act like they didn't hear it. But I went up like halfway up the block. Barefoot. Nasty.
See?
Flat foot and all that. I have no arch.
So, like, if say you would have, like, somebody tells your wife to suck their dick, right?
It makes me mad thinking about it.
Yeah, bro. You whoop their ass, right? The cops come.
Maybe the cops don't come. Maybe I whip their ass. I feel great about it. I got a great story to tell on the pod. Content Patreon.
If the cops come, if I'm the cop, say I'm the cop and I come and I'm like, what happened here? And you say that this man told my wife to suck his dick and someone can corroborate that, I'm going to be like, all right.
Yeah, the cop might be cool with me.
Yeah, that's what I would, if that's what I would do. That's the kind of cops we need.
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, peace.
That's the kind of cop. Yeah, a cop will probably have my back with that.
Job well done.
Yeah, especially if there's three of them.
I mean, I couldn't even be mad at you for whooping their ass.
Yeah. I mean, it was coming. They skated up the block. I was like,
my father was telling me he used to work in a diner with my mother. My father cooked, and my mother was a waitress, and he said somebody snapped their fingers at my mother one time. And my father said he jumped over the counter so fucking fast, the guy was gone before his feet touched the floor.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't snap your fingers. You can't,
Suck my dick is...
It's one of the worst.
And the thing is like, on the street, like, back in the day, like, if someone told you to suck their dick, you have to fight.
That's a tough one. You have to get down for yours.
Yeah.
Because,
when you're a young buck, a young Thundercat out here, you got to fight. Like, and if someone says that shit to you...
That's probably what that shit ignited in me. You know? Like, it just, like, it's an old school, like... Because I was so mad, though. I was like...
Bro,
They said it, and they kind of, like, ran, like, they was like, my dick! And they kept them a little drunk, Ooh. So I told the same story on the Hyenas podcast. Rest in peace, History Hyenas.
That shit broke my heart, yo.
Yeah, and I said it, and I used the words that I said, and they had to do a lot of editing.
Really?
I'll put it to you like this: I never got booked for History Hyenas again.
Is it on the Patreon?
Oh,
I don't think I ever saw that.
Yeah, they might not release that shit. It was bad because the story was so raw.
I have a feeling this episode's not going to get released.
Why?
I'm just fucking around.
Why would you say that, Derek?
I'm joking, bro.
Derek, I need to understand why your feelings are this way. Yo, look.
I'm just joking.
How do people cross their legs like this without busting out their balls?
I was having a great day, and then I saw Sergio, and I just got mad instantly.
Yo, you're the type of dude that as soon as I look at, you make me furious.
Yo.
Because your hat is way too small.
I got a tiny ass hat on today. Yo, I came on Sergio's podcast a few months ago during the panty, right? I shared my whole life story. I shared my heart and my soul. And DBS, they don't even follow me back on Instagram.
Now
Can you believe that shit?
Yeah, I gotta talk to my people. There's a team who manages that account. Look,
some fucking little intern, right?
Like that.
Yeah.
Named Michael Bastone.
He's the one. Michael, you better fucking follow me
Michael,
back.
Michigan, you better stay in Michigan, baby. Derek is after you.
I'm coming to Michigan actually this summer.
I'm gonna go to Michigan. I'm planning a trip.
What lakes is up there? The Great Lakes?
Well, the Great Lakes, I can visit that, but I'm also gonna visit my friend He's a daily vlogger named Brian Barczyk. He owns a reptile zoo out there. I was a big fan. We befriended each other on my first visit out there. I think I had COVID. I didn't know. And I think I was a super spreader out in Michigan. Let's edit that, Marshall. This may be a little inappropriate. I didn't know. It was very early on.
Do you have the antibodies?
You're breaking up. What?
Yo, I came in here today with no mask. You're like, oh, look at you, no mask. Bro, it's over. Everybody needs to
There's
realize
different variants in the world.
Yep. The last variant I think I got the Santo Domingo variant. I think I got, the Dominicans I got the Uptown variant. Yo, I was at a show, 30 people got COVID, man. And just in March, a year into the game.
Yeah, dogs.
A year in, I got that shit.
You fuck around, you lay around.
I got a bad too, yeah.
Yeah, you still crying about it. You and my boy Giannis, you know Yanni, you boys have been talking about your COVID like anyone gives a fuck. Yo, you guys need to take better care of yourself because Yanni's still crying about his.
Oh, I'm getting a little pudgy too.
Nah, you look good, Pa. You look good. You look sturdy. Stone ball.
Yeah, bro. I'm solid.
But yeah, no, COVID hit some people harder than others, dog.
I had that shit bad, bro.
My shit was like I have allergies.
So
That's
you
the way
did
it felt.
have it.
Yeah, I had it.
Dirty motherfucker.
Yeah, I didn't. It was so early, and I honestly don't know if I had it when I went to Michigan. But
And you was on a plane.
On a plane. I had you.
You were sneezing, coughing? No. Get out of here. For real?
Yo, stop pressing me. You sound like a cop.
You got the antibodies.
Yeah, God. And I got my vaccine.
You got vaccinated?
Yeah. Johnson & Johnson, one and done. You know the drill.
Bro, the thing, I wasn't like scared I was going to die or none of that shit.
You were scared.
Nah.
You soft.
But yo,
you soft.
That shit had me sleeping for like 20 hours a day a few of those days.
You were like that.
My shoulder still ain't right. Because I was sleeping hard. I can't even feel my arms sometimes. But yeah, I did a show. I was doing illegal comedy shows the whole time.
Because you're a dirtbag?
Because I'm a dirtbag.
Because all you care is about your little comedy sets rather than the health of the people.
Comedy first. Comedy first.
Yo, that's the way we are. I mean, not me because I'm
you were at one of them.
Yeah, I came in, I was like this, holy shit, this shit look illegal. I had a good time on your show.
I love seeing motherfuckers get nervous before they go up.
And you never see me, I'm smooth.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I'm confident on any Martin Luther.
You like this one with your book?
Yeah, I'm just...
Sergio, you going up?
You know why? You know why I'm like that with my book? Because I can't remember shit, and I don't get up a lot. So I want to try. I need to be worth my time. It's worth my time hanging out with you and all that.
Right.
But working out new shit. And it's just like, if you don't work on new shit, what is the fuck is the point? I forget.
You know what's crazy, man? It's crazy to me that you don't go up like a lot, but when you go up, man, you're up there.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think that's just with time. The same thing when I recently came back from, I came back from Miami, which is fully open, which is weird because I did a show with Giannis and he brought out Marisa. That's it. And we did, Miami is very popular. Maurice is very popular in Miami. We went out there the first weekend that all the clubs opened up at full capacity. We did the first show in Miami. So 2-3 shows, we had 400 or 500 people. And dogs, they were acting like ain't shit happened. It was a little bit like, but it was cool, man. I feel confident in the vaccine and, but there was a meet and greet. It was fun. And the shows were so good. Like the enthusiasm of the people is like, oh yeah, I do like people. In the middle of COVID, I was like, yo, fuck people. I don't really need to be around people.
People wanted to meet you?
Yeah, dogs. They love daddy. Daddy with an I. They love daddy. They love daddy.
Yo.
But it was a little sentimental, man, because the host of the show, when it was the team, me, Giannis, and Marisa, I will open, and we had our host, Angelo. He passed away. So we go in the green room. The last time we performed with Angelo, that's my dog. Rest in peace, Angelo. We love you. Yo, we went in there, first show, and we were like...
You got shaky.
I was like, this room is... I think there's some pollen in here. Yo!
You started to cry? You got choked up?
Yeah, I didn't cry. You know what I'm saying? Giannis might have cried, but not me. I'm a rock, baby.
Yo!
We come from a different cloth. I didn't cry. You know why? Because I came to grips with it right before I went. I was like, yo, that's going to bring back some memories.
I mean, it must have also felt good, though, partly, though, too, right?
Yeah, I got that work now. Now I don't have to share the stage time.
Like,
yo! DBS!
Yo. Yeah, that's some dirtbag shit. But you must have felt like almost a connection with him again, I would imagine. It must have felt deep, right?
No, it didn't feel deep at all. It was like, yo, what you would pay Angela, and I could go in my pocket. I got enough pockets to hold that cheddar.
Yo.
Mad cargo pockets.
Yo.
So it was a great time, man. It was a great time. You haven't traveled since?
Me?
Nah.
I went.
Are you allowed to travel given your criminal background?
Of course, bro. These motherfuckers, yo, I didn't do. I didn't even do. I was like an in and out guy. Just so everybody knows, it wasn't like a serious like fuck. Like none of my charges are crazy serious.
Well, it depends what neighborhood you're from. And where I'm from, a drug charge is a very serious charge. You ever had someone speak to you that way? Like mad condescending?
Absolutely. All the fucking time. I've had other criminals speak to me about my record very condescending.
They're like, yo, your record ain't shit.
Yeah.
I was in court one time, and for bullshit, and this little motherfucker cross-eyed, he looked nuts. And he had his paperwork. He's like, I'm here for attempted murder. And I was like, what? And he's like, what are you in for? I was like, yeah, it's kind of like an assault. I got into a fight in the bar. It's like nothing. Probably gonna dismiss it. He's like, yeah, it's baby shit. He's like, I got 2 attempted murders. And he was looking at me like this.
He was right.
Yo, he looked at, and when I looked at the paper, he made me read it. And I read it. And
probably
then,
because he didn't know how to read.
Yeah, he made me read it. It's possible.
Yeah.
But he knew that much, and he just kept on looking at me after. I was like, that's crazy. And he was like that.
Yeah, shit. You know what's crazy? They took me. I had to go from jail to child support court one day, and it just so happens the day that they bring me. Right now, I'm fucking orange jumper, the belt cuffed here, cuffed at the ankles, and everybody that I was like in the holding cell with that was going to court was looking at like 10 or better for drug charges. And they were all talking like, yo, I think they're gonna offer me 7. I'm gonna take that. Damn. They're like, yo, what you here for? I was like, child support.
Child support is a tough one, right?
I mean, yo, I was like $40,000 like behind when I got out. It was like 38 grand. So I went to child support court from jail to try to like have them redo what, the amend.
Yeah. Yeah, I got $100 a week.
And the magistrate said, she goes, whose fault is it that you're incarcerated? And at that point, I was starting to like really want to change, and I was like trying to hold myself accountable. It took a while before it really took hold, but I was like, it's my fault. She was like, yeah, everything's gonna stay the same. Take care. I came out on the ropes, kid. It took me a while, but I got it all paid off. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yep.
So when you're fresh out, I mean, it's not like you're given.
No, they kept freezing my bank account.
Yeah, I mean, so it's multiple different things. You get a job at CONBODY, and that really was a good foundation for you.
Yeah.
So shout out to Kos, man.
Yeah.
I mean, his story is interesting. I had him on the podcast
Kos
as
is
well.
way more interesting than I am.
They're different stories.
He does.
I like you got charisma, kid.
Yeah, but he has the personality of a houseplant.
He's a little more subdued. I'm not gonna say that.
Yo,
I'm not gonna say that. That's your words.
That was one of
Look at my little ass finger. Look at the little finger pointing at you.
That was one of the comments on our podcast, Ex-Dealer, Ex-Junkie.
I mean, he has his own business. He can't have it all.
Yo, but to me, Kos has a lot of charisma.
Yeah. No, he has his own. No, he's just very subdued. He's like,
Yeah.
Me and you show a lot of teeth. We show a lot of facial expression.
Yeah, if he doesn't like you, he doesn't give you any energy.
So he didn't like me, is what you're trying to say. Because I didn't see a forehead wrinkle. I didn't see a crease on the cheek.
He was probably like, yeah.
Yeah, we did a Zoom. He kept on checking his phone like this.
Kos was like, yo, I was heavy, and then I went and got locked up and got light. And then I started a business.
That's it? That's your impersonation of Kos?
No, my impersonation of Kos is like, yo, I got to get on a call.
And this portion of the show is sponsored by Ambien.
Yo, I got a meeting. Yo, when we would do our podcast, Kos and he would fall asleep sometimes.
Maybe he's on that dope.
He'd be like...
Maybe he went in your pocket.
The thing about Kos works so hard, bro. Yeah. It's ridiculous how hard
And that's
works.
why you guys are so close. He sees that in you, too.
I mean, yeah.
It's a beautiful thing with the platform that he's running. Like, that's a beautiful story. I love those stories. That's why,
Just so people know, Kos started selling drugs when he was like 13 years old. His parents are both from DR. I think when his mom traveled over, I don't know if Kos was in her belly or Chris was in her belly. Chris is his brother who just actually won District 1 City Council. First Dominican
That's awesome.
in that neighborhood to ever do that. Which is, bro, the family itself. I love them all. I love his mom. I love his dad. His dad beat cancer before. The mom.
I beat cancer 3 times.
You did?
No, I'm kidding. I'm just talking shit. I mean, it's such a individual, unique story.
The thing too, you look at one brother became a kingpin. Koss was charged as a kingpin.
He was good at what he did too. He was a good, like, a drug dealer.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
he
And
was
the thing is,
savvy.
people like Koss
Yeah.
too. People like Koss, and then but you look at Chris. One brother becomes a drug dealer. The other brother
one looks like a
becomes
substitute teacher.
Yeah. Yo.
His posters all over the bodega.
Yo,
Vote for me.
When I went to I went to the like the celebration, and that motherfucker looked worn out, man.
Yes, as a politician.
Yeah. Yo.
He's gonna need to see something in my cargo shorts. You know what I'm saying? To make sure, little bump keep him up and awake during the transition.
Yo, that motherfucker was so he's like tan on his hands and his face because of the suit. You know what I
that's
mean?
wild.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to him. That's awesome. What is the job of the district council?
I have
no idea. I just know
I know
that.
it's important though.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably gonna be a lot
These
of
lower level like political positions, I think.
They probably they lobby for some interesting things that could benefit.
It impacts us, you
Yeah.
know. It impacts us.
We know nothing
We
about
have
it. We're
not-
like, yeah, it's a good thing.
So like the thing is that when it comes to politicians, man, this was the first year I ever voted, the first time I ever voted ever. I mean, just so people know, like you can vote if you have a felony, and it's been like that for 3 years. Like, but nobody knew. I feel like I only found that shit out like.
It's only been like that for 3 years. I didn't know that.
I think they changed the law 3 years ago. I could be wrong. Could be 2.
Right.
You know. Yeah, felons can vote. I think they're going to change it to where like you can vote still if you're incarcerated. But I voted this year.
That'd be
This-
hilarious.
this
Some
election.
dude in jail trying to vote like, yo, get off the phone. Another dude's like,
Andrew Yang, yo.
I'm holding the voting machine down.
Andrew Yang.
Yeah, Andrew
Yo,
Yang.
but dude, in jail, or prison, jail, wherever, you could be like, yo, just here, like we voting for so and so. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You dig what I'm some shit like that. You know, but politicians, like I like Christopher because he's Costa's brother, but I don't trust none of them, man. You know why, bro? Because when I look at the TV, like I lied for so many years of my life, and I know a liar when I see one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
And that's how I feel like I'll never vote ever again. That's it. I'm done.
Not even for the sticker? So you could flash it on Instagram?
Nope. I feel like a bozo that I posted that shit too.
Oh, did you post that?
On my story.
That's
I
why
was
I'm not.
like,
That's why the
first-time
DBS
voter.
podcast is not following you.
Yeah. No, you know what? If that's the reason why, then
No, be proud of that, man. That's awesome.
No, I'm not proud of it. I shouldn't have voted because none of them deserved my time whatsoever. You know what's funny to me is that like I was working with some
jaded.
people a few years ago, and they're like, I just remember them being like, it's these old white men. These old white men. And it's like, who do you put in office? The oldest, whitest motherfucker there is. Joe Biden, baby. People talk about having blood on your hands. He's been a politician for 40 years. He definitely has blood up to his elbows.
Absolutely. He's a supreme dirtbag. Listen. The fact
Trump's a dirtbag too.
The fact that Trump is just
was
not on
funny,
TV anymore, and I don't hear his voice, that's enough for me. That if someone
Really?
voted, yeah, that voice.
You didn't find him funny at all.
Absolutely, but I had enough. I had enough.
I heard this bit already. Right?
I had enough. And listen, I'm very well adjusted in my life, and what gives me peace, so I could keep that shit at arm's length and live my life. But the way it was affecting people who I love was rattling. I was like, yo, dogs.
Yeah, my moms would bug out.
Yeah,
at the
my
TV,
mom's
yo.
too. My mom used to say some wild
My
shit.
mom would say she'd curse a lot. She'd be like, this motherfucking piece of shit, fucking scumbag. And she would watch him all day. All
They become fixated.
day cursing nasty things out of my mom's mouth.
Yeah.
My father would be there.
So if it's not Trump, is it something else? People who become fixated with stuff like that, if it's not Trump, is it something else? I try to see the patterns of people's behavior.
I mean, yeah, I see some people shitting on Biden now, like almost the same way they were shitting on Trump, you know?
But he's low-key dirtbag. He's a little more like quiet and, you know.
I mean, he was he was the lesser of two evils. That's what it was. Like, that's corny to say.
You're going to throw a little cliche out there?
I know, cliche, man. Fucking, that's all I had there. My bad, yo.
It's like, you know, you vote for Trump or Biden, it's like getting stabbed or shot. You ever heard that one?
Yo, you ever been stabbed before?
Yo, he about to knife me on my podcast. That makes for good content.
Yo, you been stabbed?
No, I had a gun pulled out on me.
What'd you do?
Shit my pants. Yeah, this dude, I was walking with a Rottweiler, and this dude went like this. Bitch ass. And I was like, look at my gun.
It's a little 22.
Yeah, the little 22. Audio.
Yo.
Audio, he's making fun of my little finger.
So, I'm making fun of the disabled.
Which, by the way, because my finger is shorter on my right hand due to a table saw accident. Yeah. People after shows.
Who the fuck lets you fucking work a table saw?
Yo, people after the shows. Don't look at your watch like I'm
I want to
taking
see
up
how much time we got.
Yo, chill, slow
I'm just
down.
getting warmed up now.
Chill, slow down. So, people after shows, after I do, like, I'll talk about my finger. I have dudes after the shows come up to me, and if they had like an injury or a missing
They show
limb,
you.
they're like, yo, you were mad funny. The dude's walking up to me like that. It looks like throwing gang signs at me. Like, yo. I'm like that.
This. Yo, I was in an accident.
Yeah, and you know what I tell them? I put my sunglasses on, and I go like this. I get to the knuckles with the good hand. I said, we're not the same. We're different. I said, we're not the same, baby.
Yo.
You know what I mean?
Yo, you have changed. You changed, kid.
My sunglasses match my shoes, baby. It is what it is.
It's crazy, bro.
I changed just since I came back from Miami. I changed.
Yeah, bro, you made a couple dollars off them shows. You're coming back all hot diddy.
Yo, coming back like I'm hot shit.
Yo, Sergio, and just being on shows with you, like, what time do I go up?
Nah, you ain't gonna do me like that. I'm cool, baby. I'm cool as a cucumber.
This is when I'm going up. I got another spot.
I'm gonna follow.
I don't know if it's worth it to do this show.
I'm gonna follow number 2. I'll probably do like 40 to 55
minutes.
Yeah. And I sniff out loud and I give you no eye contact. I'm gonna do 40, 55.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah. And then I sell my DVD in the audience while the closing act is up.
You only go up if it suits you. See, this is what I think about you, man. You know what I think about you, bro?
You like that. You like that.
Because you're good at what you do. You're very funny, right? To me. But, like, you could be bigger than you are.
Yeah.
But you're afraid.
I might have been afraid. No.
Yeah.
No, so
Let
tragedy,
me talk. I'm the guest.
Yo, don't be listening to a previous podcast and digging up dirt on the guard.
Yo, it's like you got your boys that you got in with.
Oh,
right?
Shit.
And like,
riding the coattails of successful comics.
I never said that at all. You put words in my mouth.
Yo,
I'm not built like your other guests, bro. I'll trash the whole set. No. So, no, you had some real motherfuckers on. I was only joking. You got, like, you're good at what you do.
You're gonna tell me how I live my life.
You're good at what you do, and like, you got your boys, right, that you roll with.
About to shit on me.
And you got your little fitness training thing and your little podcast.
Yo, the little.
But I get it. I get that fear of going higher. I understand it. It because I feel like you want to keep things as simple as you possibly can and move when you want, right?
Yeah.
Because you're getting a little long in the tooth now, too. You're getting a little old. You're getting older, right?
Yeah, but I'm the happiest I've ever been.
Yeah, I know.
That's all that matters. I have my animals in my apartment. I have my wife. I have my family. I got training, which I very much enjoy.
Right.
I got stand-up comedy. There's so many things that make my life fulfilling.
Right.
And there's it's like enrichment that career-wise with stand-up, there was a long time ago that was no longer priority. There was a time when I thought, holy shit, this is priority.
Right.
And I gave it a lot of time and energy. But then that intertwined it with a certain lifestyle that was very unhealthy for me. So I think subconsciously for a long time, I blamed stand-up comedy for my drug use, for my alcohol, for, my unstable life, even though things were manageable.
Right.
And then once I put that at bay. I never stopped stand up, but I put other things. I made other things priority. Number one, my sobriety.
Yep.
A lot of things fell into place, and I was able to do everything I wanted to do.
Yeah, as long as you put your sobriety up front, man, everything does.
But
fall into
what
place.
I
It
don't
just takes
do,
a while
what I
sometimes.
don't do, and I exercise this. I never compare myself to anybody else. I'm super content with the shows. I get to be selective. I work with some.
I know.
You know, so it's a nice place for me. Yeah. Granted, listen, you can always, you always strive for high, but you're right. It is at my pace, and I don't think too much about the past or future. It's exercise to
You're
think
right now.
And there's a lot of things I like right now.
Being aware is big. Being aware is a big thing. Yeah, I was only messing with you.
No, but I think that's good as a reminder to myself that all the things I appreciate.
The thing that's wild to me is like I said, you pick your spots, right? Like you don't need.
And when you say pick your spots, you mean like stand-up spots. I put my spots everywhere in life. I love the fact that I'm finally in a place where I don't necessarily need to take every client. I'm not too busy. You know?
Yeah.
The quality of people I work with is enough to keep me sustained. So I know how to work from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m.
He's shitting on me right now.
No, I'm just saying for me.
So you know what my day was like yesterday?
It's got breaking his back.
And this is the thing that kills me. Like I said, I'm about to be 40. I'm older than you, right? How old are you?
28.
Sergio Blizzy Chacon, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking. So yesterday I get up early. I had a client, right? 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm in the office at 9. Meetings back to back. Boom, boom. Then I got meetings with clients. About 5 different. I'm in the office till 6 o'clock. I clean the office too. I clean the office for me and for my colleagues and I, just so we could feel human.
Now, which job is this? Because you wear a lot of different hats.
Yeah, so I'm a drug counselor, recovery coach, peer mentor. That's my one job.
An
I do that.
instructor and a comic.
Yeah, well, the comic. So let me explain. Let me finish my day before I was rudely interrupted.
My bad.
So 6 o'clock, I get done, right? So I was, then it becomes comedy. It becomes like all my focus shifts to comedy, right? I go home real quick. I drop my computer off, all that shit, and then I just pack my joke book in my bag. And
joke book, that's cute. Grown ass man with a little book. Yo.
And I grabbed the hoodie too, because
and if you listen to his jokes, you know this shits are done with a crayon. Yo. I'm kidding. Go. You don't like
I'm
that
fucking
shit.
out of here, man. That's twice. Yeah.
Yo, you don't like the crayon part?
No, it was funny. That was funny.
So you pack up.
I go home. I use the bathroom real quick, and I'm like, yo, let me grab a hoodie because it's getting chilly out, and I know, a lot of shit is being done outside. I want to be able to regulate my temperature and all that shit. So I stop by my boy's show just because, so I could be around comics or whatever, and hear good comedy, and then so I was there till like 8:30, and then I went to a mic at 9. I was able to get up early, and then I went to another mic at 10 o'clock. I got home like at 11. It was like
that's a day that's filled.
Yeah. So I was comedy for 5 hours after already working 10.
Yeah, it's passion though.
Yeah.
You're doing the shit you want to do.
I do feel like that. Because some days I'm like, yo, I just want to stay home and go to bed.
Rest of recovery is important.
Right. But I also feel like when I was like saying with you, like how you've been doing it 14 years, you don't need to go up every day anymore. I need to go up every day or else
Hey man,
I lose.
it's not going to be like that forever. There's going to be times where you get one good spot on the night that satisfies your creative needs, maybe throw a little paper in the pocket, and then you move on from there. And I'm sure there'll be something else you need to complain about during that time. Because that's the way humans are.
Did I just complain?
No, I'm kidding.
Jesus Christ.
You're not complaining at all. Yeah. You're telling me how busy you are, but that's a beautiful thing because
Yeah.
you're passionate about what you do.
I stay busy too because I feel like just in my life, you were asking me before, like when did everything like click? You asked me that like an hour ago. And I remember I was 33 years old. I was walking down 8th Avenue. I had like a few months clean, and all of a sudden it was like my eyes just opened. I like really took in what was going on around me. People walking around on the street. I was looking at how people were dressed. I was looking at how I was dressed, and just like how technology had changed so much. I was like, yo, this world is different. This world is different, and the world is passing me by because I continue to use drugs and continue to go in and out of jails and rehabs and all kinds of institutions. And then I just really started working hard right there. But I stay as busy as I can because I feel like I'm coming from behind. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that. That's beautiful that you remember that the time you had like an epiphany.
I'll always remember it.
You got to, as a friend to you, I'm always going to remind you how fucking great you're doing and how. Like,
I hate that shit.
No. No, I know it's uncomfortable, but you got to be reminded because, we get caught up and, because we start thinking too far ahead. And I'm not just saying that. It's the truth.
Right.
Like, given all you have on your plate. I'm not even talking about, just in case anyone thought, it's giving you a pass. No, I'm talking about giving that all you have on your plate. Do a phenomenal job. Keep that shit up. And if it becomes too much, take a break. It's all, it's keeping that shit simple.
Right.
And also, like, when it comes to creative shit, I remember when I first started doing stand-up, it was a lot of fun. Maintaining the fun in it. You're going to be disappointed. There's a lot of rejection in the game. The shit is hard enough to do.
Pain, yo.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's like, no. But the pain I try to tap into and I keep close to me is the shit I try to make funny. Anything outside of actual stand-up, that the noise I create, I'm not getting this, which I really don't think like that anymore. I'm not getting this, or this, that's all noise. It's irrelevant. And if you allow that shit is ongoing. It will be there forever.
Right.
And everyone, every field of work deals with that, but it's training your mind not to allow that to fucking go in your jurisdiction, not to penetrate your wall.
Right.
Like, and and it's things that build up that barrier, whether it's training, whether it's like self-education, whatever it is, there's things that, and I think you have those tools. And in fact, I know you do, and I'm not saying you're guilty of this, but stand-up allows that mentality to happen. And is the people we surround ourselves by. We can easily get in a network of people who are fucking complainers, negative, and that shit's too easy.
Right.
It's too easy. What's hard is sucking it up, moving on, and moving the pawns and working strategically. Like, okay, that didn't work for me. So maybe we do a show that we absolutely hate. I just won't do it again. And because then what happens is intuition starts to kick in.
Right.
There's certain things that's like, I have a bad. This doesn't feel.
You have a bad. That's why you don't do a lot of shows.
Yeah, and you know what?
And you're right. You're
it's
right.
It's always like that. It's like, what do I value more? My time with my family, or I'll put in my time.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. You're at that place too, man. Like,
yeah, but it's all subjective, and it what works for you, because everyone, it really is different, And we live in a time where you can. My thing about stand-up, I like the creative process of it. I love stand-up comedy, but I like being creative. So if I can be creative, I get my rocks off. So it could be creative with training that also transfers over, or if I do a podcast, I could tell a story and be creative. So all these different things ignite that and exercise the creativity. And that's really what makes me feel good,
Absolutely.
Absolutely. As far as having a sexy future, like, everyone, I don't care about that. I no longer care about that. The sexy shit, I don't want to be an actor. I don't care about being in movies. I like doing stand-up, I like to do the rocking that shit, but the sexy shit, I can do without.
You don't care about it
I don't care about that shit at all.
I know, shit is weird. I was in a movie.
Which movie?
Leave No Trace.
Leave No Trace, that sounds familiar.
I think it was a TV show too, or the TV show had the same name, but the movie's completely different than that. It was with Ben Foster. It was weird. It's weird how, Cos, my connection with Cos is how, like, I've been able, I feel like, to do this stuff. Like, I met Cos. I was speaking at a gala one night. I think you'll probably already know this, but he's like, yo, I want you to be the trainer. I want you to be the running coach at CONBODY, because running was my shit.
Yeah. You are ultra marathon.
I'm an ultra marathoner. Yeah,
ultra marathon. Yep. That's crazy.
Yep. Yeah, I've run.
See, all that stuff.
I don't even care about running anymore.
Yeah, you did it. You're kind of like, it doesn't do anything for you? You're done with it?
No, my knee's been really bothering me. I got to go to the doctor to get it checked out. And I mean, I know I could use it as a tool if I need to. Like, I did it during the pandemic. I did a lot, but then my knee really went bad. But it's like, It did a lot for me. It was there. It like I had so much anger and so many feelings. Like my first year of sobriety, bro. That those long runs just pushed all that shit out of me.
You almost reached like a meditative state.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I wish it would have happened a little earlier. I could have saved some things that I ended up losing, but they're gone, and I'll figure out something else. But the meeting with Koss, man, like Koss was getting filmed for this documentary, right? It's about reentry, how it is for men who are released from incarceration, getting back into the workforce or just getting back into society. And then, this director was filming him for years. She started filming him when he was going to parks and asking people, hey, do you need a trainer? And that's how Koss started, in the parks, doing pull-ups.
That's wild.
Pull your fucking phone out.
No, I got
one more
a
time.
single key I don't want to lose. Carry on.
A single key?
Sometimes I like the ritual of old school drug use, okay? All right?
Yo! So
Koss was handing out flyers like...
Yeah, handing out flyers,
Getting
business
people in.
cards, getting people in. So she was filming all this. She's documenting all this. She's been able to document the whole formation
That's pretty
of
freaking cool.
CONBODY. And he won this, it was like a pitch off. Like these ex-cons were pitching their businesses, and he won like 10 grand as like the initial money he got to start the brick and mortar CONBODY spot. So anyway, she's filming this documentary. She's like, hey, I'm going to ask some of the guys that work for you if they would be okay with it if I film them too. So this lady, her name is Deb, and she came to my house in East New York, and she was like filming my day-to-day actions, and she would ask me some questions sometimes. She's a really down-to-earth lady, very nice. She was telling me one day, she's like, hey, I make like real movies, like motion pictures also, not just documentaries, and I would like you to help me with some of the dialogue for a character I have. So I went to her office, and he was like a drug addict, the character.
Was he?
And homeless, yeah. So I nailed that shit.
I got a good fit for you.
I nailed that shit. So I write the dialogue for her. I, assist in writing the dialogue. And I'm getting on the elevator to leave, and she goes, hey, would you like to play this part? I stopped the elevator. I said, yeah. And she goes, you think your job will be okay with you coming out to Oregon to film? I go, they have no choice. She goes, all right, I'm going to see if it's in the budget. I'll let you know. And that's how I got the part in the movie. And I had no idea who Deborah was, this woman.
Was it a good experience? You had a lot of fun?
Yeah. You know what's crazy?
More of that?
You know how you tell me this happens to me quite a bit where you thought I was doing comedy longer, right? And I was talking to somebody the other day. When I told him a little less than 2 years, he was like, what? I could have swore he was in for 4 or 5.
So the same thing was applied to acting?
So when I go there and I do my scenes, and then they're like, that's a wrap on Jim. That was my character's name.
What was his name?
His name was Jim.
Jim.
I think. I forget my character's name. But I know that the girl from Orange is the New Black in that 70s show was on set because her husband was in the movie.
And you were biting your bottom lip, rubbing your hands together like Birdman, baby.
No, she kept calling me Jim. She thought I needed to stay in character or some shit like that. She wouldn't call me by my real name.
That's funny.
It was funny as fuck. I wanted to call her, what the hell? You ever watch that 70s show?
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I don't remember any of it.
So it was one with the actress on there. That's
yeah,
cool.
The girl with the red, Donna.
Donna.
Yeah, I want to be like, thanks, Donna. She was cool, though. Her and Ben Foster were both mad cool. So, I do the scenes, and they had me in makeup, and then, so when you get done, they take your makeup off. And they were like, so what else have you been in? I was like, nothing. They're like...
They couldn't believe it.
They couldn't believe it. They're like, really? We thought you were like a real actor.
Sometimes I listen to you, and I think, Mike DiStefano. Remember him?
I know who he is, yeah.
I think, because the story's so unique, and it's a life of trials and tribulations, and you own it and you bring it to the forefront. I can see you doing a one-man show or having something like that.
Oh, God.
Is that something you would like to do? Or that's
I've been told that by too many people, man.
So
I wrote this movie script and I showed it to a director, and she's like, oh my God, this is a one-man show. I was like, motherfucker, this is a movie.
Yeah, then let it be a movie.
Even my original comedy mentor, Karen.
Or it could be a collection of stories.
She was like, I see you doing a one-man show. But I don't want to do a one-man show. I want to make people laugh. Like, what's the difference between doing stand-up and making people laugh in a one-man show? Like, what?
It could be whatever you want.
Like John Leguizamo, he does one-man shows.
Yeah, it's just funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think your collection of stories lend itself to either or, but that you get to work on, and it's like, you know, it's a body of work that I think would suit like a lot of your stories. I think it's a nice platform for it. But stand-up works as well. It's whatever you want. But I think, you know, I could definitely see that.
You know, it happens to me quite a bit. I think, you know, when I start telling stories, like when I'm up, it's almost like the people get engaged too much. Like I talk about, you know, being in rehab and I had to write a letter to heroin. Like the motherfuckers are like, I'm like, you were supposed to laugh. I'm just like, you know what I mean? I got to figure that shit out. And I'll figure it out as I keep going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I write this letter to heroin. I'm like, dear heroin, I really miss you. Everybody here keeps talking really bad about you. But not me. You think you could come visit me here? So it's like this letter we had to write in rehab to heroin. They're like, get your feelings out. And then like once everybody started reading their letters, I was like, oh shit, I did this wrong. Like everybody was mad. They were like, I hate you. I hate what you did to my family. I hate what you did to me. Not everybody was on heroin. Some people were smoking crack. Some people were doing, you know, MDMA and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other was like, I just want to smell you.
Yeah, shit like that.
Yeah.
That's funny to me.
That is funny.
Yeah.
And I think it's a different
But
perspective.
you didn't laugh, motherfucker. You didn't laugh.
No, listen. You know what I like
Too
about
poetic.
No, you know what I like about that is that there's some truth to that. You do. There's times where you do miss.
Some. That's 100%.
Yeah.
I wrote the letter. I was trying to get kicked out of that program too, because if I would have left on my own, they would have violated me.
Well, wait. So if you get kicked out, say that again.
So if you get in trouble, like you can still get violated, but usually what they'll do is they'll give you like they don't just put you on the street. Yeah, they'll give you like a referral to a detox, and then you go into another place. You know what I mean? But in the detox, you could usually come across something.
What do you mean?
You know, some drugs and shit.
Oh, yeah.
People go into detox. A lot of people go into detox with drugs.
People who get clean have to want to be clean, right?
Absolutely.
That's what I found.
I
There was
didn't get
nothing
clean until I was like, I don't want to live like this
And not
anymore.
everyone is going to experience that.
No, so many times I went to rehab and I just knew I was going to get high again. I knew I was just gaining some weight, getting healthy, just to go out and be unhealthy and lose it all again. It was like, so many times I started to do well and I would acquire things in life and then I would just destroy it. And
You're very fortunate. It's either your genes, but you don't got heroin face. You don't got heroin face.
I got heroin mouth though. Look.
What, the tooth? Is that from heroin?
Yeah, if you got knocked loose in a fight, but the heroin didn't help.
Yo, his fighting record is like a combination lock password.
Well, the thing is this, I don't usually talk, like I've been in a lot of fights. I won a lot. I don't usually talk about the fights I lost though. Because I got my ass kicked.
Because those are the fun ones.
I mean, I just don't remember them because that's how bad I got my ass kicked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I never lost a fight, so I wouldn't know.
Yo, man,
I got jumped a few times, but I never. God got hands, you know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Yo, dog.
Yo, you look like you lost mad fights.
Yo,
man.
I got the footwork. I got the footwork of Pacquiao, the hands of Duran, and the head movement of Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
Them days.
right. And you got the chin of fucking.
Glass Joe.
You got the chin of Tommy Hearns.
Yo, I look like Don Flamingo from Mike Tyson's Punch Out with a bald head.
You do look like
Yo,
Don
I look
Flamingo.
like Bull and Don
You should
Flamingo
come out
mixed.
with the rose.
Come on, man. That's just nostalgic.
Yo,
we're cutting this podcast short. We're going to my crib to play Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
You got it?
Hell yeah.
I got it on my phone. I play all the time.
I phone is right. You got to get the controller, Paul.
What the hell are we talking
Me and you are
about now?
big boxing fans.
Yeah.
Yo, so we've been entertaining doing a boxing podcast. When you listen to this podcast, leave a comment. Let me know if you will tune into that because
They ain't gonna want to do it.
I think so, man.
People don't like me, man.
No, we highlight. So I'm gonna be straight up and real with it. History Hyenas highlighted a history figure, and then they talked about it. I kind of like the idea of highlighting a boxer and talking about it. You know, but
like Archie Moore, Joe Louis.
Yeah, we're gonna go old school.
Old school.
You know, but
yeah.
there could be present day boxers. You know, who's your favorite fighter?
That's a good question.
But kind of like doing, you know, like a little.
When I was young, I loved Julian Jackson, man.
He could crack, right?
He could crack. I mean,
both hands.
He could crack. The fights that he lost, he usually got knocked out, but he was actually like blind. I think that he was going blind. And Aaron Pryor was another one. Aaron
Pryor was dope. Really hold that thought, Marshall. We're gonna edit this part out. I gotta pee like a racehorse, and we're back in the mix. Aaron Pryor was a beast. Cincinnati fighter. He had power with both hands, right? Cincinnati?
The Cincinnati Hawk, I believe.
Yeah. What time is it? Hawk time. And he had those dudes following him.
So do you think it's crazy? You know what's wild? I heard the first time I ever heard the words perpetual motion together it was about Aaron Pryor, because they said he was a windmill. He never stopped punching.
You think he was on the juice? Because
if Panama Lewis in that one fight.
So he was fighting
against
Alexis Aguero.
But he beat him twice, bad.
Yeah, so he was fighting Alexis Aguero, and in the late rounds, Panama Lewis, which is a shady trainer, Jerry Curl, gold chains, tinted glasses, says, hand me the water bottle.
Not that one, the one I mixed.
Yeah, with the black tape around it.
Yeah.
And supposedly, in this water bottle, there was a substance that people who had asthma would take. So he crushed it up,
put it in water,
and it opens up your lungs.
Airways.
I kind of want that.
Yeah.
Yee.
So I remember I was watching a
and he
fight.
beat the shit out of Aguero. It was a good fight, though.
Well, Arguello cracked him a few times. Good,
he had
man.
a chin.
Pryor had a chin. And the thing about Panama, too, is also, with Resto, when he took the padding out of the gloves.
Yeah, he was a cheater.
And then that kid went and drove himself off a cliff, that young kid, because he couldn't see no more. That's how bad he got it. Yeah, man, there's a lot of stuff we could talk about. Even Margarito, bro.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cheaters in boxing, as if boxing is not hard enough and already a dangerous sport. Some participants in the sport they're bad people. They cheat. And, you could kill somebody, It's super dirtbag. And it's still now, like, a lot of guys don't get tested. So it could be an imbalance at competitive levels where you have a guy
What's
who's
your
juicing.
thoughts on Pacquiao?
I like Pacquiao. Did he juice? Did he juice? He may have juiced. I don't know for sure. A lot of people think that Pacquiao juiced. It's hard for me.
I mean, he was champion
at like a straw weight.
Like 105 or
yeah, and then he
right?
went up to 147. But he's obviously being tested out, and he's still whooping ass.
I know.
Pacquiao is an amazing fighter. Let me tell you, present day, he's beat Broner, he's beat Thurman, he's going to fight Errol Spence, and when Mayweather
I hope he beats Errol Spence.
I hope he does too.
Yeah.
And when Mayweather says, I'm just blessed. I just, What
a hater.
I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm blessed. I'm just going out there and having fun. So what if it's a YouTuber? He's bigger. All this shit. That's fine. I'm all for that. I don't hate on that. What I dislike is when he says, it's a shame that a guy like Pacquiao still has to fight now. Pause. What is the shame in it? I don't think he needs the money. Do you know his financial situation? I don't. Mayweather,
I heard
do you do?
he owed a lot of money to
Okay, so if he owes a lot of money, you think he has to fight Errol Spence? He does not. He
also takes care of a lot
He
of people.
can also do what Mayweather does, an exhibition match. And guess what?
I tell you what, Manny Pacquiao would have knocked Logan Paul out.
And guess what? He can make millions. So yeah, Mayweather, he doesn't need to do it. He does it because he wants to solidify his legacy. He likes fighting, and he can still fight at that top level. Mm-hmm. I don't think Mayweather can anymore. Maybe if he trained, but when I saw him against Logan Paul, I saw a version of himself that was a couple of tiers down. And, Logan Paul is huge.
Big guy.
And he did a lot of the right things. He fucking, it was a hug fest towards the end, but he did a lot of the right things. Couple of 1-2s, grab up.
He used his reach.
Yeah.
I just am so upset that he didn't get knocked out, man. Because to be honest with you, I'm getting sick of this shit.
Are you?
I'm getting sick of this shit. Like,
well, what happens is,
Ben Askren, what's his name? when he fought Jake Paul.
Yeah, so
like, what are you doing?
Inevitably, what happens, and this is the thing, but fighting is a very primitive thing. It represents cultures. It represents present day. You see, like Mexican, the hard worker, those guys come forward, they fight.
Yep.
Puerto Rican fights are like that too. Like you get, it's like an element of the culture,
Absolutely,
right?
100%.
Right, a beautiful thing. But now it's like an element of the times, right? Where these YouTubers are, and granted, Jake Paul and Logan Paul are training, like they're training. But I prefer that. For me, I don't care to watch a Logan Paul and a Mayweather. I'd rather Mayweather. You still want to fight. You know, a boxer like at the level of Logan Paul. Fight another YouTuber who's been training. I like those matchups better. And what happens is it creates this sentiment where people who didn't grow up in the boxing ring can't get that shit rocked. And it's going to happen. I think something dangerous inevitably is going to happen if these YouTubers, these kind of personalities step in the wrong.
But they're getting good training though.
They're getting good training.
They're getting good training. I mean,
I'm not mad at it.
I definitely think Jake Paul's taking it serious, but I mean, and so is Logan.
I like that fight with Jake Paul and Tyrone Woodley. It's Tyrone or Tyron?
I think it's Tyrone.
Yeah, Tyrone Woodley. I like that fight. Jake Paul probably wins that fight.
Are you serious?
I think Jake Paul. I think.
Oh, I hope not.
I hope not. I think I only know what I've seen from Jake Paul. I just think Jake Paul's camp is a very professional camp. I think he's working real hard at it. I think. I hope Tyrone Woodley wins, but I think Jake Paul could win that fight. I think his jab to the body, he's straight boxing.
And his right hand, I hate to say his right hand is good.
He got some pop. Yeah.
He can knock out grown men.
Yeah, he probably got some pop. That's not easy to do. No. So you got to give credit where it's due. Even with a guy like Ben Askren. Ben Askren is a tough guy. He landed that shot, and Ben Askren doesn't have any head movement.
To be honest with you, we all know, though, when a fighter gets really knocked out, that they're usually not the same. That it's easier to knock them out like that again. Yeah. And, Masvidal fucking ended that dude with that knee.
And Ben Askren really didn't show up. I don't think he trained for that fight. It was a payday for him.
Right.
Listen, we're talking about it. It's part of it. It's there's too much money involved.
Right.
There's way too much money involved. I just think I'm not interested in it. I think I don't think it's. It, in a lot of ways, it's very distasteful to me, but I don't get mad at it. I'm not letting that shit disrupt my peace. Because there's a lot of real boxing matches I enjoy.
Right. Still. And another thing, too, is also like, you got to respect anybody that goes in there.
Yeah.
You got to.
Sure.
It takes a lot. I used to box when I was younger a little bit, too.
I know.
My father was so proud of me. He came to a couple of my fights. I remember just hearing him, too, over everybody.
Turn the mic into you. You're holding it like a rapper. You're holding like a rapper.
Yo, moons out, goons out. If I'm on the roof and
you're holding
like
a rapper holds their gun sideways.
I bring the water balloons out. Bars. My father was so proud of me when he saw me box, right? I just remember hearing his voice. He goes, "You're only hitting gloves, kid. You're only hitting gloves." This kid was blocking me good, but he saw me lose a fight and then he saw me win a fight. The first fight I won, I remember I came out, I hooked off the jab, caught the kid, didn't touch him again for the rest of the fight. He had my head going like this, bing, 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 bing,
shit.
bing. But the second time he saw me fight, I won. The kid was beating me, but I was hitting him with some mean body shots, and then finally I hit him with a good shot. His hands came down.
What were you training out of?
I was training out of this place called American Self-Defense and Fitness.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Whack-ass club.
Yeah, it's out of business now. But
yo, man, I had to set that whack ass.
And I was also in my book. I was what do they call that when you don't have a home club? What do they call it?
I forget, but I was dealing with the same thing. But I put Mendez boxing.
Yeah, I mean, I forget what they call it.
I forget. Yeah, I know what you're.
You know what I'm talking about? But then my father seen me acting like an asshole in the street one day. He comes up. He goes, "I don't understand how you could go in front of those people in the boxing ring and show them who you are, and then you act like this in the street." Yeah.
That's a gem.
Yeah.
I think you were sprinkled with quite a few of those because it shows in your character now, present day. I know you don't like those compliments, but you will be receiving those at the DBS podcast, and then you can Venmo me later for making you feel good. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Boxing is an honest sport, man.
And there's a lot of good fight. I like the Pacquiao Spence fight. I think Pacquiao could give Spence some problems. Ultimately, though, you look at it on paper, Spence is they're both southpaws. Spence is bigger. Spence got a mean body attack, but Pacquiao's unorthodox.
I just
He's
don't
fast.
think Pacquiao's going to stand there to get punched in the body.
Me neither.
But he is getting older. We got to see how them legs be.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked really good his last fight against Thurman. Now, was that a split decision? Or did it one?
I'm not sure.
Did one have it even? Because to me, I thought he.
I thought it was one-sided.
Yeah, me too.
Keith one-time Thurman. He talks about himself in third person a lot.
I know. Like Moses Malone used to do that shit too.
Keith one-time Thurman. I can't get his voice, but he's I enjoy watching him fight. He punches real wide. Doesn't have clean punches.
Right.
But he's mad athletic. He likes to roll out a lot.
And he's aggressive too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's aggressive.
Yeah.
I don't think. Who do you think the best fighter in the world is right now?
It's subjective.
Terrence.
Oh, like right now,
Yeah.
I think it's.
Crawford?
I think
Like Bud.
You just said the same guy
Yeah.
3 times over.
Yeah. Terrence. Crawford.
Terrence?
Bud.
It's a,
Terrence. Bud. Crawford.
He might be. I want to see him. I would like to see him. That's never gonna happen. I would like to see Terrence Bud Crawford fight Errol Spence. That would be a great matchup.
I don't like Errol Spence for some reason.
He's boring. His voice is boring.
Yeah.
I'm really attracted. I like to follow fighters who got a story that I could follow. A
Yo, the
development.
kid
like,
that
like
beat-
Tyson Fury. The fact that he's super charismatic. He's fucking funny. He showcased his battles with addiction and anxiety and depression.
Mental,
And then
yeah.
he came back, dog, and he lives it all out. And he's
puts
a
it
fucking
all-
gypsy. He said, "I'll be fighting."
Yo, you can't say the G word no more, kid.
Oh, you can't say gypsy anymore?
I mean, he could say it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like it's like an M-bomb, kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo, gypsy,
Yo!
gypsy.
Yeah, they got to call them Irish travelers.
Irish travelers. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. So technically, his name is the N King.
The what?
Because he's the Gypsy King.
Yeah.
So he's the
Yeah.
N King.
So, bro, I've watched him do interviews before, and he goes, I can't really do his voice. He's
I
like,
could do it if I listen to it.
like-
I don't want to butcher it now.
these people, no matter who I become, if I'm champion, I'll always be a jibbo to them.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, and man, like, the dude grew up in like a caravan, bro. You know what I mean? His father named him Tyson after Mike Tyson. Like,
But he grew up in Brooklyn.
Tyson Fury?
Yeah.
He's from England, bro.
He grew up in Brownsville.
No. Yo, the thing that's crazy about, bro, and I respect the hell out of him too. I really do. Like,
I love hearing him speak, and the whole thing with him and Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, that's another fight coming up.
they fighting again?
Deontay Wilder won the arbitration because there was a rematch clause. Deontay Wilder got the fight. So the Joshua Fury fight has been called off. Deontay won the arbitration because of COVID. They weren't able to fight or whatever. So he won the arbitration. I think it's a bad decision on his part.
On Deontay's?
On Deontay's part. I'll tell you for a number of different reasons. First of all,
He hasn't fought.
he hasn't fought. He got his ass beat. He hasn't owned the fact that he lost.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
bad.
denial.
That's bad.
Yeah, and
Yo, Vinny Paz, Vinny Paz?
yeah. But let me just finish saying this real quick.
Yeah.
So there's a number of different things. I don't see his training videos anywhere that looks like a gym. He's like training in his backyard, and he's not training to fight backwards, which ultimately was the reason why he met his demise in that ring.
Right.
He was going forward. Now he's doing a little head movement, but who knows? But I think he's, I think
Tyson got him figured out.
I think he got him figured out. I think he's bigger, a better jab. He walks him down. He got a lot of tricks up his sleeve. He got a chin, and it's just a little too overwhelming for Deontay. And Deontay has not admitted that he was not the better
good, yeah.
fighter that night.
First of all, he lost the first fight.
He lost the first
And
fight
they
too.
called it a draw.
Right.
But,
It might be bad.
bro,
And then you don't get a tune-up fight. I would have let Joshua and Wilder fight, and then you fight Ruiz or somebody. You could,
he's too dangerous. No one's going to fight him anymore. He's not going to get any championship. Tyson
who's not going to get any more?
Ruiz. Because if he's training, they're not
He
going
didn't look great against Areola. It was a good fight. Ariel is is game.
He's a tough kid.
Yeah,
Ariel.
but he didn't look great. He won.
He went down, didn't he?
Ruiz went down.
Yeah. But Vinny Paz, I love it, like, because Deontay reminds me sometimes of Adrian Broner. Like how he doesn't, he can't accept the fact that he lost. Like when Broner was like, man, I won. I forget what Vinny Paz posted something. He goes, this is...
when he won against Pacquiao?
Yeah, he's like, this is a mental health issue and he's delusional. You know what I mean? Like, and I really feel the same way with Deontay, man. I don't care how much that stupid-ass suit weighed. He lost the first fight because Tyson was, to a degree, was playing it safe. And he got a little too cute and he got caught. But look what happened when he pressed him. Deontay unraveled, bro. And that's usually what happens when you bully a bully. They fold up like a lawn chair. And, bro, he was literally a few seconds away from getting his head taken off. Yeah. He was done in that corner.
Yeah, he blamed everyone for Mike Breland.
Hey, bro, how you gonna...
Water.
How dare you?
Yeah, Mike
First of all,
well
Mark
respected.
Breland, Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, do or die. I believe that was the name of the club. It was the Bed-Stuy Boxing Club, I believe, back in the day. Gold medal winner. I know he didn't have the greatest pro career, but good pro fighter. Was a world champion a few times. That dude had your best interests at heart. I got to be careful because Deontay Wilder will like roll up and fight me for saying this shit if he ever hears it. Because he fights people on YouTube, right?
Till this day.
To this day. Now, I love the Bronze Bomber, don't get me wrong, but...
it was back and forth with him. I liked the story that he was fighting for his daughter.
Yeah, bro, the guy
he
was stocking shelves and...
Yeah, but then it got back and forth. And, listen, I always watched his fights. I thought, that one, he had the one-hitter quitter,
I know, he gets so wild when he punches sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's ugly.
It's crazy ugly.
It's ugly.
It's crazy ugly.
But, so, honestly, man, we're going to entertain that a little more doing a boxing podcast. Let me know what you folks think. My man Derek, we're doing a show. I'm hosting his show at the V-Spot, July 12th.
St. Mark's Comedy Club.
St. Mark's Comedy Club.
Yo, and go get some V-Spot. Go get some Colombian vegan food.
Yeah, my man Alex Catabanio's been on the show.
Alex been on?
Yeah. I had him on the first one. He was mad at me because we didn't get a video of it.
Really?
Yeah. So I sent him the raw file. I was like, figure it out, Pa. Because my mic was like this, covering my face. Like a dick.
I feel like my mic's been covering my face, too.
Well,
Yo, we about to end this?
I give you, well, unless you got something to share, Pa.
You think we touched on enough?
Yeah. I mean, it's on you, Pa. You going to waste my time or what?
I don't know, man. Is there anything we need to circle back on? Is there anything we need to touch on?
No, all jokes aside, I think we got a full hat. What the hell does that mean? It sounds good though, right? I think we got a full hat.
Is that like if you walk around like getting donations and shit?
Yeah, it sounds like that, right?
You are going to host the show.
I would love to host this show on July 12th at the St. Mark's Comedy Club, which, by the way, I'm contemplating doing my album there.
You're going to do your album finally?
Yeah, at St. Mark's Comedy Club in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Right?
Yeah.
2 shows.
Who's opening up for you?
I don't know. I'll probably have this kid, what's his name? Fuck is his name? Bruno? It's a kid named Bruno.
Yo, I got to put you on the spot.
Someone who compliments my style. Not someone who used drugs half their life.
Yo! I mean, that's going to be the theme, right? What are you going to call your special?
I don't know, man. We're talking, we're going to think about that. We'll revisit that, baby boy. I'm sure you asking a lot of questions like a cop.
Yo, I'm happy for you, man. You're going to do that. When are you going to do it, you think?
September.
That's so far
On 9/11.
Yo, that's his birthday.
Yeah, why not?
Yo!
It was my birthday before it was 9/11. Hold that.
True.
Yeah.
My birthday's on July 4th, yo. We got fucked up birthdays.
Yeah.
With everything that was going on last summer.
Now people get shot on your birthday.
Off the roof, too. I remember the last July 4th I spent in East New York. Oh, my God, man. They were like, bang, 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 bang. Old school shit.
Yeah, dogs.
Yeah.
I can't.
You gotta be careful, too, because when bullets go up, they come back down.
People don't know that. Which, by the way, people don't know that. What goes up must come down. People don't know that. Yo, so my next possible guest, and be on the lookout for this guy, is a friend of mine who was shot 5 times in his torso. And
My brother?
Yeah, your brother was shot too. If you want to hear that story, it's a wild story about his brother, and thank God he's alive and well. We did
He's
that
alive.
in the first episode that we recorded.
Well is
He alive, well generous. So I'm gonna have the victim and the shooter.
what?
Yeah,
Yo, fuck that.
yeah.
Do they know each other? Have they spoke before?
So the story.
You know what you're getting into with this
I
shit?
don't. So this is the thing, right? It's a little touchy.
Who the fuck does this motherfucker think he
Yo,
is?
I think I'm the Puerto Rican Barbara Walters out here.
Yo,
So
all right.
check this out. So
we gotta talk about this real quick.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You're gonna
And
have
I want
the
your
victim,
take on it.
You're gonna have the victim and the shooter on.
Yeah. So
Have they ever spoke before?
yes,
Oh, they have.
Yes.
In person.
yes. Recently,
How did that go?
I think it went very well to the point where my friend had asked him, "Would you be interested in talking about our situation?" And the guy obliged. But I think it's responsible because listen, we talk DBS here, dirtbag shit, and we scratch the surface of things that could be very, scary or whatever. But there's always a twist of inspiration on my show.
Absolutely.
Because that's just the glow I got. That's the
Yeah.
glow you have.
Yeah.
We talk about all that shit. This is who we are, and that's
Yeah.
why we fucks with each other like that, right? And
Yeah.
every one of my guests has never leaves here feeling like, oh, I don't feel good. And if they don't feel good, maybe it's some outside shit. But the show itself never promotes negativity.
Yeah,
But with this, I have to be very careful because one guy is a victim of the other from gunshots, repeated gunshots. So I think
5
they
times.
both agreed to do it. I think I want to skip what sparked the beef and more where they were at individually prior to the shooting, what they were, where the consequences of the shooting for both participants, and how they were able to make, I guess, amends. Maybe I'm being a little too generous with that, between each other, and what brings them.
I mean, you
here.
have a good grasp on emotional intelligence.
Yeah,
So you just
I'm definitely not interested in really revisiting what sparked the beef and having two guys, because that could, some weird old feelings could surface.
I mean, that's some powerful shit right there.
I think it has the potential to really humanize victim and of the person being shot and the victim of someone who spent time in jail because he did X amount of years in jail off that shooting.
The assailants.
The assailant.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people have probably been hearing this a lot, probably in the last few years, especially since reform has become such a big thing, prison reform and reform in correctional institutions. Is that it's a lot of people that it's always situational, man. It's always situational. Like with the dude that shot my brother, like. I know he was not having an easy life, and in the beginning, I remember like when my brother was sitting in the ER, I was sitting there, I was thinking, I was in the waiting room, my father, I came out, he's like, what's on your mind? I could tell something's on your mind. And I was like, yo, I don't know if I want to be associated with people that do stuff like this anymore. I don't know if I want to even work with people who've been, locked up before anymore.
You get tired.
I just was like, damn, And then my father was like, I believe like that you're better than that and that you're gonna figure it out. You're gonna make the right move. And I kept doing what I was doing, but it was like, it's a lot, man. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, and it takes a lot in a person to be able to like push everything aside and be like, for someone to try to steal a freaking a Nissan Rogue, it's like, shit can't be good, man. Shit can't be good.
Yeah,
man.
which is ultimately the reason how your brother got shot. They tried to steal his car.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
shit is situational.
yeah.
But yeah, that's
we become jaded to it, and we just look at it in the news as this and that. But I feel like a lot of these people, the assailants, there is a level of empathy, for someone who's reduced to behaving that way and living their lives like that. Because that's not a happy life. I don't go fuck who you are. I think you're tormented to a certain degree, or you are missing love in your life, and it's all about love. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't have that, It's like,
and you know the thing too is like a lot of people. You know, you got people who are sociopaths, and you got mass murderers. You know, that's like few and far between. And you got people that just had issues or grew up in a certain kind of life, right? But like once you do something like that, right? Like you were saying, like there is like nothing is ever the same. It might have been rough before, but it's going to be rougher now. There is going to be nights where you don't sleep. There is going to be times where like you maybe are back on the right track, and you just remember something you did, and you're like, oh, maybe I'm not there. You just won't feel good about yourself. Nothing's ever the same after that.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I mean, but I think that can also be worked on too.
Yeah.
It's different work though. I can't imagine.
I work with a lot of people who've done years, 20, 27, 25, 43 years. I work with a guy who's done 43 years, man. And those people are always the ones that they want to hit the ground running once they get out. Like then they just want to live their life. They did their time, and like they've accepted the error in their ways and the mistakes they've made, and they just, you know what I mean? It's definitely like an emotional thing, man. And that's a lot of time. It's a lot of time. And then, and then if people were injured or hurt, you know what I mean? It's just a domino effect,
It is. And it seems that the older I get and the more of that stuff I witness, the less tolerant I am of any entertainment component promoting that. So it's hard to me, like, I can listen to like a song or watch a movie, I'm like, damn, like it's always about this shit, Like I look at the world differently that way, It's crazy how I'm doing something healthy, something like working out, and I want to listen to the most drug-induced, violent, provoking music in a melodic form. But I feel like we hear it time and time, and we become like jaded to like the realness of some of that shit.
When I first started working in CONBODY, there was a trainer there that he used to help me out with some stuff, and I remember I got upset about something. I had my issues, and I was like, I had reverted.
You flip tables. You have table flipper. You do that. Then
I reverted back to some old behaviors, and he was like, yo.
Slow down.
He goes, yo, don't do that. Don't do that. He goes, because he was talking about like people we were working with, like, clients we had. He's like, they'll listen to the music, and they'll be supportive, but once they see like what we can do, they won't fuck with us anymore. You gotta hold your belly. You gotta keep that shit. You gotta do the work so it doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Mm. So it was like, damn.
I know what you mean. Almost like that. Yeah, we'll go to the safari and look in a little bit.
But once that lion gets up or that tiger, she's like, oh, fuck this. Yo, fuck tigers. Kill them all.
Have you ever had a weird situation at a class where someone was kind of like perceiving you that way, but you don't let off that energy?
A lot of my clients tell me that
I can't see
they
that
think
happen.
I'm mean when they first meet me. Yeah, I've been told that quite a few times, or that unapproachable, or they. But I don't know if I'm unapproachable. I just think they're mad soft, yo.
Yeah, it might be mad soft, yo.
Yeah. Yo. Sorry, I ain't like the white guys you knew from college.
What do they do?
I don't know. I feel like those guys were worse because they probably drug them and do stuff to them when they're asleep.
The Chads?
Yo! They call white dudes who went to college for 4 years and make six figures mediocre now?
Yeah.
What the fuck does that make me?
Yo, so
they're like, you have a story.
So if you saw the intro to the pod, you see that I gave Derek an American Spirit, and I think that it was hilarious that you were like, nah, fuck this. These $20 cigarettes. I smoke Newport from the Lucy store.
I said that?
Yeah, and then you said you put it in your mouth, smoke it, and you do the choo-choo train.
I do?
The pull-up, yeah.
You got me doing the choo-choo train?
You told me what the choo-choo train is.
Do you know what the choo-choo train pull-up
So that's what we're going to do. Right now, we're going to close out the podcast. We're going to smoke Newport cigarettes and do pull-ups on a scaffolding and do choo-choo trains. That's what it's called. When you smoke a cigarette,
and do pull-ups, say time, choo-choo train. Choo-choo train.
Derek, I appreciate you, family. We're going to have you on again. And we're really entertaining. We would talk.
I hope it was a good episode, man.
This fucking guy. So he's stepping on my closer. Stepping on my closer. You believe this shit? You're fantastic, brother. I'm really interested in doing the boxing podcast.
Yeah, I would do it with you once a month.
Yo, this guy, he tries to lay down like he the boss here. He'll do it with me once a month. Maybe I want you to do that shit like a daily vlog every day.
If we could do it daily and actually like maybe get some money coming in off it, yeah.
Yo, it's not all about money. It's about the art. I'll make some money. Let's see what I can do for you.
The art of podcasting. Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, my man Derek. You're the man, brother.
Yo, that finger's mad creepy.
Yo, my little ass. So I cut the finger off on a table saw years ago.
Yo, you got a nail on that?
Yeah, it feels like a little talon.
How did that shit even grow back?
Yo, modern day medicine, baby.
Really?
Yeah. My doctor was amazing. Asian dude named Dr. Pai. Dr. Pei. And he removed bone from my wrist, reattached my finger.
You had to remove your...
Yeah, he removed bone from my wrist, reattached my finger.
Are you serious?
Do I need to remove wax from your ear with the little nail? Because you ain't hearing me, baby.
Yeah. Yo, guys, listen, we're going to end this episode.
Close it out. Let's see how you do for prepare you for the boxing podcast.
Yo, I want to just say thank you to Sergio Chacon for having me on. It's been a great episode. I was happy I got to share my story and some of my life with you. And all the DBS audience, appreciate you guys. Yo, much love.
Yo, smooth as butter. Derek Drescher, my man. We out of here. Peace.